Hello, everybody. I believe we are now live. Welcome to Cache the Line once again, TGIFNL. Thank goodness it's Friday night live. I kind of like that, TGIFNL. If you are watching live and you're in the chat room, then say hello, wave, give a little comment, let me know you're around. Love to hear from you. And if you're not watching live, then stick around and watch whatever we got planned for tonight, including I have been challenged by Adventures with Dan to I'll drop his channel link in the description. You got to check him out. He's got some great fun geocaching adventures there. And he challenged me to watch and critique an old video. I've had this channel now for coming up to 3 years, and so there have been a lot of videos, and there's been a lot of change, a lot of growth, a lot of evolution. So this should be fun. Hello, Brandon C. He was in the chat long before we started. Ryan Semmel in the house, and Albedo039. He is a patron. Woohoo! And thank you to everybody who is subscribed, for watching, for supporting, and especially to all my existing patrons who help make this all possible. You see the link is right up there if you want to become a patron and help support Cache the Line. And also links to social media for photos and posts about news and all that stuff. I'm trying something out here. This should be an interesting way of doing this. So what do we've got? So this week has been crazy for news. There's been at least 2 or 3 brand new announcements that have come out from Geocaching HQ and Snag the Tag, that awesome FTF game, the real FTF. You know, it's not just a matter of going and it's being the first to sign a log. No, this Snag the Tag game is a true FTF. You go out, you are the first to find, you get that, and you're the only one to find it. Whatever is hidden out. Excuse me, I just rushed through dinner to finish for this. So Snag the Tag, yeah, it's a game where people will opt in to hide a little tag that has a tracking code on it. And if you are the first person to find that code once it's published, then you can claim that tag, and Snag the Tag will send you the partner geocoin, the actual geocoin that has a tracking code on it that you can own and register as being the owner of that coin on geocaching.com. It is an official trackable item. So, and it's free to play. It is totally free to play, unless you want to pay for gas for driving if you want to be the first to find. But the fun thing about that game is everything is so far apart that you really have to want to get that FTF. You've got to go out of your way to get that before anybody else gets there. And Albedo says he snagged one at Midwest Geobash 2019. So did I. No, we were both there. We met there, and I don't remember if you got one, but yeah, apparently you did, and so did I. That was a fun. See, Snag the Tag will do special events. So Midwest Geobash partnered with Snag the Tag, and they did a little on the property of the Midwest Geobash mega event to hide a whole bunch, and then they were published throughout that event. So just in a matter of 3 days, I think it was, they published all of the tags, and it was just madness. Everybody rushing. One person gets a notification, and then suddenly everybody's getting notifications, and everybody is mad rushing out to that one location on the campgrounds to try to find the new tag for to claim the geocoin. A very special, exclusive geocoin. I think I have it here. I'm gonna see it. I got all my stuff here. It's just kind of crazy. This is my coin bag. I love that. Okay, let's see. Do I have it in here? I wonder. I've got my Urban Ninja coin. Anybody else have a Snag the Tag successful? Here's my Urban Ninja that I managed to snag in the first game that I played. Okay, do I have? Oh, there it is. There it is. Let's see if I can remember which one was the Snag the Tag coin. Midwest Geobash Geo coins. We've got, yes, there it is. So Here is the Snag the Tag from Midwest Geobash. A number of people hid them, and you would go out and try to find this wooden coin. This was the tag that was placed. Come on, focus in the center. Okay, you're not focusing. So you'd find a wooden coin wherever it was hidden. If you're the first to find that, there was the code on the back that you'd claim. And I think, oh, my focus spot. There we go. Let's see if this works. Here we go. So that's the back of it. That would be the code for this particular item. You go to the website and then claim that. And if you were the first person, you got this exclusive geo coin that was made specifically for Snag the Tag. It is the same as the main event geo coin, but this one has no. It's just the solid metal. It's not working. So that was pretty sweet. That was fun. And yes, that's another good point. Ryan says hiders are ineligible to find, at least in prior games. So so the way it works is if you would opt in to hide tags for other people to find, and that's basically how the game works. And so you'd be paying for your own copy of the official coin for that game, and you would get a couple of tags to hide. And that's generally how the game works. So if hopefully somebody in your area will hide for that particular game so that other people will be able to go find them. Unfortunately, there are some places where nobody knows about Snag the Tag and nobody hides them, so nobody can find them unless you travel for hours. So watch for August, because there is a new game starting. And actually, I'm going to see if I can get this propped up. There was a little sneak peek posted to the Snag the Tag Facebook group. And let's see if this works. Yes. Okay, let's see if you can hear this. I want to make sure.
Okay, for real this time. Introducing Agent Dawn.
This is the game that's starting up in August, and these are the tags that you can find.
And introducing Agent Dusk.
Agent Dawn and Agent Dusk. So this game is going to be different, slightly.
Agent
That's
Dawn
pretty slick.
Versus Agent Dusk.
Loving that the briefcase surrounding the coins. So I'm guessing that if you claim the briefcase, then they will send you the coin and the actual container briefcase. That's pretty slick. So, like we were saying before, the original games would be you wouldn't be able to find them if you hide them. So this game, they've said that if you are a hider, you can also find. So if you're a hider for the Dawn coin, then you can find the Dusk coin, or vice versa. Or if you don't hide, then you can find any of them. So anybody can play, and I believe this is worldwide, this game as well, they said. Welcome, 4G. Hello, welcome to the chat. You are live. So that is what's coming up with Snag the Tag. That was one big announcement. That is pretty cool. I like that. Let me get this stuff back in. So this was the Midwest Geobash official coin. So you can see there's a whole bunch of colors there. The Snag the Tag version was just the metal. Wouter is here. Any Spy versus Spy fans should get those. That's right. They definitely look like a Spy versus Spy versus Spy theme. It's pretty cool. What else do we got? We got also, oh yes, the Mars Perseverance rover is going to be trackable. It's heading to Mars right now, and it launched Thursday. It just launched, and got to watch that live. Andreas Christofferson, hello, from hot Calgary. Hello, Andreas. He's Galloping Gourmet, another good friend. Team Demp is in the house. Avro Air is one of the principals of Snag the Tag, longtime geocacher. Nice, awesome. And Team, did I miss anything else? let me look back. Yep, Dawn versus Dusk looks awesome, and they look so cool. Yeah, that video that they showed there, they've been teasing that for what, at least a month now. It's crazy. Yes, Thursday. Yes, they launched Thursday. That would be yesterday. So, yes, Brandon, is Mars rover a trackable? It is. They have they have launched excuse me. They've launched the rocket to head off to Mars. I think it's a 6-month trip, I believe they said. And the trackable has the trackable. The rover has a tracking code on it. And once it lands, I believe that will be in February, they are actually going to have the camera turn and tilt and pan. And when it starts taking photos, that tracking code will be visible. So watch for the Perseverance Mars rover. And when it goes live on the surface, all things, if everything goes as planned, no, knock on wood, then we will be able to discover the Mars trackable from Mars. Years ago, they did the geocaching in space theme when there was a trackable that went up to the ISS. You know, there's a geocache on the ISS as well, and so they allowed people to host themed events about geocaching in space. I hosted one myself, and it was a huge blast. I think that was an awesome idea of them, yeah. So now we're going to Mars. I mean, it's everywhere. Geocaching is literally everywhere. Have you ever described the hobby to somebody and said, you know, they could be literally in your backyard? Well, now they're everywhere from your backyard to Mars, the planet out in space. That's crazy and awesome. Definitely going to be watching for that. And then, so another announcement, we got the souvenirs coming up, a new souvenir game. I don't have the blog post open. Yeah, so this one will be looking at the wonders of the world. So kind of like the prior souvenir game, where you would use the app, and the official app would show on the map which geocaches that you haven't found have a particular thing that you're looking for. So you would want to go out and use that map, and then go out and find a cache that has that digital marker on it. In this case, it is a wonder of the world. And so you want to collect those digital items, I guess you could say, towards levels. So from the beginning, when the game starts, there are 2 levels. There's the modern wonders, and then there's the ancient wonders. We all start off on the modern wonders. So on day 1, we're going to open up the map, and we're going to see all the unfound caches on there. And then you'll also see the various wonders. So there's 7 wonders, 7 modern wonders that you want to find, and they'll all be scattered around the different geocaches that you haven't found. You want to go out and you want to find all of those 7 wonders, or find the geocaches that have those digital 7 wonders in them. And once you collect all of those, then you'll earn the first souvenir, which is for the modern wonders of the world. And then you move on to the next level, which is the ancient wonders. And with the ancient wonders, same thing. We'll open up the map, and then you'll see all of the unfound caches that you have, and scattered around them will also be the little markers for ancient wonders of the world. Find all those 7 ancient wonders, and then you complete that level, and you get another souvenir for your profile. And as soon as you complete both of those levels, there is the 3rd world traveler, I think it was, souvenir that you earn. So this souvenir promo is going to have 3 games or 3 souvenirs to earn. And I believe they said it is to the end of December this year. So that's something to look forward to come August, was it 8th? Or early August, they just said, I think. Or no, that was Snag the Tag. Oh, there's so many dates to remember. It's just crazy. There's so much stuff happening. What am I? Yes. Yeah. So watch for that coming up in early August. There's so much stuff happening in August. It's going to be hard to keep track. Let's see. Okay, moving on. So I mentioned earlier at the beginning, thanks to all the patrons, we've got a few in the chat right now. There's a link up there. You can help. Everything that you send or pledge in support for Geocache goes to the making of videos like equipment and time and travel, all that stuff. And the next couple of videos that I've got planned coming out, I hope will show a lot of what I'm doing with all of that. It's so awesome to be able to be creative and have that kind of door open. So thank you to all the patrons who help support. And I hope that the things that I can send you as thanks, according to your tiers, are fun and memorable and worthwhile. And I've got so many packs. Like, here's just a handful already of packages that I'm getting packed, ready to go out to patrons for the next mailing. There's so much stuff in here. It's crazy. I tend to experiment and make little collectible items like these little guys, these things you saw in the cover photo for this video. These little heart ammo can collectible. What do they call them? I forget what they call them. Charms. These are all going in the packages as well. So this is just something that all the patrons are going to get in their next mailing. And that was kind of an experiment because this was a new thing that Sticker Mule was creating. So I was testing it out to see what it'd be like. And I kind of like it. So you got to make something that's specific to this design. So I have some ideas, and you may see them in future prizes and giveaways and that kind of stuff. So watch for those as well. And if you want to help support what I do, how I create, making these videos to help show, inspire, to help to inspire adventure and getting outdoors and being active through this hobby of geocaching, then that's where you can go to help out. What do we got next? Yes, because we got, oh yeah, you see the little scroller there with the number of recent people. Shout out to most recent patrons, including Double Helix, who is a friend of mine from the area, and she decided to hop on and help support. So huge thanks to her as well. One of the things that you'll see that I just recently picked up in my last unboxing video, but you haven't seen anything from it just yet, is oh, let me go find it. Need some like background music. Is this beauty right here, DJI Mavic. It is a mini drone, a micro drone, Mavic Mini. And I've taken it out a couple of times already. Really, really enjoyed playing around with it and getting used to it. I put up that one about 2-minute video showing the first flight of this thing when I was out getting an earth cache just after the rain, and the footage, oh man, it was so beautiful. It was perfect timing. If you haven't watched that yet, then check it out. It'll probably be listed in the description as well, as long as I remember to add it there. The next video that is on its way won't have this drone footage, but there is some really awesome footage from there, which will be in, which kind of inspired me to pick up that little thing. And then the next video after that will have proper footage from the Mini, and that one is even better. Super excited for that video. So stay tuned for those. If you haven't already seen the latest video that I put out, There and Back Again, a geocacher's tale, that was quite probably the most story-driven video production that I've done so far, and it was all for one cache for the Geochallenge, and it was super fun. And if you haven't seen it yet, this is the one you want to watch. It starts out with a memorable intro. Does it seem familiar? Love this music. It is like the best music. Oh, wait for it, wait for it. Yeah. So if you haven't watched that yet, go check it out afterwards, because there is also a special behind the scenes video that I have recently made public. In the comments here, if you look at it, there are instructions for how to find that's the best word I could say, to find this bonus video. So if you answer these questions based on the content of that video and then pump it into the URL for cacheline.net/whatever words, then it will take you to the special secret behind the scenes video that I added with just some extra footage and some special behind the scenes stuff and footage that didn't make it into it. So check that out if you haven't seen it already. I think a lot of people who watched it because the announcement was through this comment may not have seen. So there's the announcement. Look for that behind the scenes footage. Yeah, upcoming videos. There's I mentioned elsewhere that with all of this pandemic stuff, it's like there's just no time. Well, no time. there's too much time to do stuff, but you can't really travel great distances. So this is like a perfect opportunity to explore our own regions, our own territories, our own states, our own provinces. So a whole lot of caching over the last 4 months since the pandemic has just been, at least for me, within Ontario. And it is such a beautiful, gorgeous province that it's so hard to go out and explore these things and not do videos. So they're kind of epic adventures coming up. So watch for those. You may have seen some previews with some photos, but try not to spoil it too much. I try not to spoil it too much. Anyway, let's see if we can get to our challenge. So Adventures with Dan Hawk, he has proposed a challenge to a few vloggers, and myself included. And so I thought, let's go back and watch the very first video that I published on this channel. It's been two and a half years now, and definitely things have changed in the production quality and strategies for this channel. And so the first video that I put out, you might recognize some faces in it. This was there was a certain style that I had when I wanted to start creating these videos. And oh, farewell, Team Demp called for dinner. We'll watch the recording. So, oh yeah, I'll add the timestamps in the description so you can jump forward if you need to. So this video here is the first video that I created, and you will recognize some faces. I started about the same time as they did doing vlogging, and I would say comment below if you know who it is before you watch, but it's coming up in a couple of seconds. So let's get started and see how much has changed. Let me know if you can hear it or not. I hope you can. Ooh, that's loud. I love this intro. Let me get this down a bit. So that intro music, when I first started, I wanted to have that recognizable intro with every video. So I had that song, and I was like, this is perfect. It's a great intro. You can cut it down short. And so that became the intro. And I've heard that song in other places because it was a free to use song, and it always reminds me of these. I've moved away from that, as you can see, but that was also very loud.
Going on a little bit of an adventure, heading down south to meet up a couple of geo friends.
London Westian Lyric Glass. That is right. Geocacher Ken. Is that Cache Canada? Yes, it's Cache Canada. And what a freeze frame. Yes, they and I went out to do some high terrain geocaching, and we both videoed our little adventure.
A number of high difficulty and high terrain caches. That means nice and packed with all the tools and trade.
Monster.
There's a couple of target caches down there that I've been looking forward to getting.
Oh my gosh. So there's so little energy. So little energy. I'm gonna go and find a couple of caches and we'll see how. Oh, things have changed so much. You gotta have energy on the camera.
Hopefully we get them. Well, let's go.
Let's go. I don't know if you can see this in the video, but
Pretty slippery.
there's a little bit of blur in the video, and that's because when I was doing this, I hadn't yet figured out the intricacies of frame rates and rendering frames and bit rates and things. So the frame rates didn't quite match up. So that's why there's a little bit of ghosting in there in that video.
Let's see, on a wet day, this would be a lot of mud.
Yep. And he used that footage. Dave fell, and he used that footage in his video. Still going, that music. Love that song. Ooh, that was deep mud. That was like calf-high mud. So this is also kind of funny because we were all searching, but I think we were all using phones, if I recall, to try to locate the cache, and we kind of zoned into GZ, and then they were drifting a little bit, and I was kind of widening a little bit, so our GZs were separating. Yeah, they're starting to head away.
Pretty much.
Kate, there's a question for you. Can you name that geocaching app? It is no longer in the App Store on the for iPhone, but if you can name it, props to you. My ex-favorite geocaching app.
I'm pretty much on it here. You going over there? He's got it way over there now.
What are they going over there for?
Special tool required? Where are you?
This actually took a while to search for. There wasn't really a hint either. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it?
Walked right under it.
There it is.
It's really just hanging there.
So this was all also recorded on the phone. So again, this is a good example of why equipment doesn't make a huge difference. And in the GCNW, the Geocaching Network on YouTube, we often talk about this amongst the various channels about about what kind of equipment we use, and that the quality of a video isn't directly proportionate to the equipment that you use. You can use something really cheap like a smartphone and make amazing videos because the content is just phenomenal. The better equipment that you get can open doors for other creativity and stuff, but you could be really bad with great equipment and your video is not going to show it. So you have to have creativity and skills, or just like show your passion in the video creation, and then you will make a good video, whatever equipment you've got to use. And so all of us, I think, we're starting our recording our channels using our phones.
Big spoiler alert.
That's a twist tie.
Hey.
Yeah, so that was a twist tie just on the end of the twig.
You're heading to cache number 2.
Number
This
2
one is on a bridge. And
that little DT pop up there was something I was thinking, you know what, let's have this on every cache, because it kind of gives us an idea about what the terrain, what kind of relating the rating to what you're seeing on the video. And I did it for a number of videos, a number of caches, but kind of strayed away from doing that after a while to a different form of captioning the caches.
It's a little windy, but we're on our way. There's Westy.
The face zoom. Oh, speed ramping.
Oh, nice little walking trail.
Hey, it's the bridge shot. we kind of joke about the bridges as well. Every time there's a bridge, you got to get a selfie walking across the bridge and then walking back.
We have arrived at
This was quite the view down. Oh, I do remember looking over that edge and holding the phone so tightly. Oh, you want to see over the edge? You don't want to drop the phone.
Between the cracks.
This cache took a while to find, actually.
Well, that was easy.
Hey, I'll give you a little behind-the-scenes secret. We shot that a couple of times to get his reaction, to recreate his reaction. So we actually did find it, and it was like that. It was like, oh, that was easy, but we didn't get it. Because, you know, when you're recording or when you're finding a cache and you're not recording and then something happens and you wish you had that on video, you can't get it the initial way. So you got to recreate it. So there's a little scoop that I don't think is known.
Very nice.
That was the first time we opened the cache, though. Oh. Afraid of heights. Oh, feel good.
One of the best things about geocaching is that any time you could be led to a place where you discover things you just wouldn't have expected. Little moments that stick out. Bright fall colors, a trickling river, a hidden waterfall.
Oh, I don't think it was very obvious there, but the reason we stopped there is there's a fish right there. There was a fish swimming against the stream, and it was just really cool to spot.
Waterfall. It's the beauty of nature's unexpected little gems that keep drawing us back out, exploring and adventuring.
Acoustic guitar. Gotta have that.
Replacing.
Okay, I was so uncertain about putting this footage in because this is a pull me down. And this can be such a contentious thing because this is a very young tree, and if there's a cache on there, then it over time, depending on how popular that particular cache is, it might not be very good for the tree. So I was waffling as to whether to stick this cache in the video.
That's a nasty cache. I would never hide one like that, would I, Bruce? No, never.
Never. Yay! This was a great day. This is like good weather, good autumn weather. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I think we left.
For terrain. Tool of the trade. Still have that ladder. This ladder is like, this is the best ladder you can possibly get for geocaching because it is lightweight, it's mobile, you can carry it around, you can stick it on your shoulder, and it's 12, 14, 16 feet, depending on your model, and it's worth the cost. So I have in the description for all my videos, there's a little section for my geocaching tools and vlogging tools and stuff, and those are all links to those items. So if there's something that you're curious about, then chances are it's in that list, including that ladder. So you can buy it through Amazon, and it is an affiliate link, so it is supporting the channel. Little portions of that go towards the channel. So if you want that ladder, that's where to go. Tell you, you got to have this. That is an essential tot.
Oh, got it.
Oh,
It's,
do I?
Get it.
It's so awkward. Oh, man. Just had to show it. And then, of course, so this is when I was still thinking about episodic videos. You know, you've got your what's coming up in this video, and then at the end of the video, you've got the preview for the next one. And little did I know how much work it would be to do that for every single video. Like, there is pre-planning for future videos, but to organize and prep little clips and do all, like, it was a lot of work. So I kind of moved away from that to the current one where it's really just the outro with outtakes and bloopers and extra stuff. Yeah, teaser, and then the background.
Yeah, brain fart.
There's the out. That's the outtake for this video. Brain fart. What have I missed in chat? Yeah, Albedo, I have vertigo, so that would have been an issue. Yeah, it's understandable, especially those cracks in the railroad there and the little wood beams. Those are pretty big. That was almost a foot width. Like you get your heel on your toe, but if you went sideways, you could go through some of those holes. And Geocache, Geocaches Ken says there's a real reason why I stick to writing. I don't do well in front of a camera. But you know what? So many of us doing these videos would say the exact same thing. Like seriously, Dave has said it, and I've said it as well. Like when I was younger, I had no idea I would be doing the sort of things that I'm doing now, especially with these videos. It kind of, the experience kind of changes you in a sense. It's like you become somebody different when you're in front of the camera. I think everybody will kind of sense that there's a slight difference between the camera personality and the real life personality, but hopefully there's a connection. What else we got? Full TV studio in your pocket. Yes, absolutely. Especially these new phone. Well, this isn't a new phone. This is an iPhone 8 Plus, which is nice and cracked. Let me switch back so you can see. I'm trying something new, I said earlier, with this, and it's actually not doing so bad. The screen is cracked, and I've got a screen protector on there, which is also kind of cracking. That little section up here, that's not the glass that's breaking. That's the material that, because I had at this time an Olo clip that I was sticking on the camera on and off, it ate away at the screen protector. So that's just plastic covering, but there's cracks down. You can kind of see the angles like all along the screen here because it fell one time and it wasn't very pleasant. But this is the 8 Plus and it is still going strong. Yeah. So I got to look at a new phone at some point. I'm not a huge fan of the new models with the notch in the top. So we'll see what happens with the iPhone 12 coming up. Yeah. So he said the results will not be until the challenge is over. People have until midnight. Yes, the Geo Challenge. That's right. That is ending tonight. So if you haven't done the Geo Challenge for July, then make sure you send an email to the geocaching vlogger. Is that geocaching? Josh can add that in the comments. The email address is geocachingvlogger@gmail.com. Send a photo or a link to a video of the theme was the spirit of geocaching in photos or videos. So make sure you get that in by tonight, by midnight, probably Central Time, I guess, because the results will be announced, I believe, on Sunday. I think they will be. Okay, well, that was part one, and I kind of felt like I wanted to do a part two as well because they were both together and just about a couple of weeks apart. Let me get part two. Where is part two? Blah, 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 blah. What? Oh my gosh, where did I put? Okay, so I'm just gonna have to manually go through and find the video. So yeah, it's like so much has changed in 3 years. It's just crazy. But I'm so glad that I started doing this. It's been a huge blast. And you know, the challenge that that Dan Adventures with Dan has put forward is a good one because you know it helps us look back and see how things have changed. And what the heck? What is going on? And it's fun. You get to laugh at yourself too. Okay, there it is. Here we go. Okay, and up in 2 seconds. Here we go with you. See, the intro has even changed just a little bit. There was the beige background. Special tool required.
Well, we are at another one. This is what we're looking at.
And culvert.
Time for top number 2.
The new tot. That is another essential tot.
One thing is, when we break out the waders in the middle of a busy road, everybody wonders what you're doing. Well, just say we're fishing. Yeah, that's good. Are you coming?
Oh, see, and there's a little trackable code. And I want to point to the screen, but I can't. There's a little trackable code right there. It is blurred out. So this is also a time when I was doing editing on desktop. So I was using Sony Vegas Pro to do all these videos, which has a lot of flexibility, including dynamic masks like that. So that was a whole lot of work, frame by frame, making that little mask to blur it out. Now,
Good.
well, I'll do that later.
Yeah.
Culvert, gotta have these waders.
Okay, well, that was definitely a challenge. Managed to find it.
Yep, they're still there. I think their perspective of this whole thing is in their video.
Oh, where is it? Oh,
Where is it?
where'd you look at?
There it is. That is that. Hey, Dave. That was an evil cache. That was a nano, like in the shade, the shadow, little humps of the culvert there, and it was just barely reachable. It was like just reaching up while up to, I think, just above the hips in water. That was crazy. That was a good culvert cache. You need those waders. That is the tool of the trade for this cache. And then, oh,
The road was definitely not maintained. Look at this beauty of the tree.
love that tree. See, we would love to have a cache in that tree. Yep, so he was using his phone as well as the GPS. See, I think both of our locations were kind of jumping around a little, and it was a 5 terrain cache, which means that we couldn't really see.
That could be considered difficult climbing.
You couldn't see the high difficulty, high terrain.
I still got 7 meters. 6.
Is it this tree or that tree? What tree? Because that fallen tree just over there.
Looks like from above, this windy height.
There was also a fallen tree there we were looking at because our coordinates seemed to go there, and the hint wasn't very clear that it was an upright up the tree or somehow in maybe a fallen tree.
The top. Don't look down. Oh, there's Westy. Keep getting bombarded with falling walnuts.
It was a beautiful tree to climb.
Tree climb. Kind of see the top there.
4.5 terrain.
I haven't spotted the container yet, so we're not quite sure what it is we're looking for. Well, this is a beautiful tree. I'm right at the very tip.
Yep.
Still really strong.
That was literally the top. You could just reach up and then touch the top. See, this is one of the difficulties with micros and trees where there are multiple trees to climb in the area because you don't know if you're climbing the right tree. So you got to literally climb right to the top and then hope that you didn't miss it and it's just not in that tree. And I've got a cache or two like that that's in a tree that it's hard to find. But you got to know which tree it is, because there's also the issue of people climbing the wrong trees and other trees get hurt unnecessarily. So you got to be conscious of that.
But still no cache. Look at the sway on some of those other trees.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
That tree was attempt number 1. All the way up. All the way up. Very difficult. But couldn't find a thing. Try another tree.
There are probably a few spots that I could have shrunk down a little bit because it's kind of extended.
It's still going.
The long footage is kind of drawn out.
We have recruited the aid of the cache owner.
Hey, the cache owner has arrived. He knew that we were here, so we contacted him.
You're in 2 YouTube channels. So this is the tree then. Or that's the tree.
See, the thing is, he couldn't quite remember himself either.
Figure out how high up we should put it, and somewhere up there, he's going to tell me when to stop, and that's going to be it.
So he eventually recognized that this was the tree that it was in, but it just wasn't there, so we came to put a replacement in the tree. It was fun to document that whole experience. but it probably could have been a little shorter.
Doing the unthinkable. 5 terrain.
Oh, Dave.
And we got traffic.
What the heck are you guys doing?
Don't drop the phone. Don't drop the phone.
It was like a lane and a half bridge. So there was just barely enough room for that truck to get by. See, I don't mind this kind of bridge to climb because there's so much stuff to hold on to. It's not so bad. Just don't look down. Oh, wind is such a problem. See, the thing...
Just don't drop the pen.
The thing with recording with a phone is that you don't hear the wind. You can feel it, but you have no idea what kind of effect the wind on the little tiny little mic is having until you play back your video. So if you're recording, you don't know if the audio is good or not. So you've got to like record with your hand blocking the wind or hold it certain ways. Or you can get a special attachment for an external microphone with the dead cat, the fur on it, and all that stuff. And none of us had that at the time. Eventually, I think we both picked some of that up.
So that may well be the last cache of the day. Okay, now London Westie's got to make his way back out. Success! There we go. Yay.
Yay.
That was our last cache for the day. It's London Westie. Lyric Glass, Mobber 68, the Booster. Check out his channel.
There's almost some nose picking there.
Yeah, thanks for watching. It's a productive day. Happy coaching. See ya. Squeaky is not very squeaky.
Oh, we still had a bit more. Oh, yeah. So that was part 1 and 2 of the first videos. And oh my gosh, so much has changed and improved since then. There is an amazing amount of stuff you learn from creating these videos, especially if you're kind of a perfectionist like I am. You've got to watch your videos back over at least a couple of times to pick up little things that aren't quite right. Like the one thing that I always notice is if the frame rates don't match up, because then you get that ghosting, which if you watch the original video, you might not have seen it in here. But if you watch the original video, you'll notice that there's a lot of trailing of frames because it's interpolating between frames because the frame rates don't match. Little things like that, and then audio volumes and when to cut and when to blend and blur. All that stuff is things that come over time. And, you know, for a first video, it wasn't so bad, I think, but there's definitely been a lot of improvements. And ironically, what I use now for video editing is just this iPad. So all of my videos now, let me get my little tool up here. I do all of my videos on here. So this is my video editor, and I am super impressed with the iPad for all of this. This is so weird. You can do it on desktop, but when you've got a super powerful editor on a tablet, this makes such a difference because it's so mobile. This app is actually LumaFusion, and I got it just with the iPhone over a year and a half or so, ago, and it is so powerful. And I used it on the phone to edit and create videos on the road when I was doing that road trip to Geo Woodstock in Texas, and the more I use it, the more I was like, I need more screen real estate. And that's when I got the pad, and LumaFusion works amazingly well on there. And it's obviously not as powerful as a desktop video editor, but it has the ability to do all of that stuff if you put the time and effort into it. And so all those little things, like I mentioned, that blurring of the code, that is the kind of stuff that you really only be able to do on a desktop editor. So that I can't do on the pad, but the trade-off is phenomenal to be able to do that. little things. That's an example of the kind of stuff that money goes towards to help improve the process of creating videos and and figuring out where to go and where to get content and all that. So that was 3 years. Even that outro, that outro music. Yeah. There were 2 songs that I had on my template for probably close to a year. Was that intro song and that outro song, because it's like the credits in the end. And I love those 2 songs. They're great. So whenever I hear them, it's like nostalgic memories. Geocacher Ken says the same thing for writing a proofread numerous times and still miss the odd mistake. Oh, there's still so many mistakes that tend to get by on these videos. Man, that's 3 years. And even Cache Canada, Dave and Karen, they have said the same thing about over the years. You grow as a person, you grow in your creativity and your capabilities, and it's not just the equipment, it's just experience and knowledge. And so that was 3 years. Well, Dan, there's your challenge complete. I can't remember who else you challenged, but watch for those videos. I'm sure they will be published very shortly on the GCNW, the Geocaching Network. Yeah, and I don't think there was anything else. That was the challenge, and that was what I was here for. If you want to join, again, the Patreon and help support Cache the Line and what I do and the creative process, that's where you go, patreon.com/cache the line. There's a number of tiers you can help pitch in and support, from $1 a month up to, well, as much as you want to. But most people are the $3 to $5 range. But that kind of stuff will get you a few little gifts as well, a couple of times a year. So thank you again to all the patrons who already helped to make all of this possible. Thank you everybody who was in the chat for coming out and saying hi and joining. And if you're watching not live, then thanks for sticking around. Watch some more videos. I'll see if I can. I don't think you can do it on a live video, but there's either videos on the side over here, or above Dwight here, or down in the description. I think there can be cards, but anyways, tomorrow going out for another big CETO. This is a special CETO. Finally, one of the first ones published in Ontario since the lockdown, and it is out on an island. So we'll be taking out the kayak and getting out onto this beach that is apparently very popular. I think I'm going to try to do a video for that, so watch for it too, because this little guy is going to be having some fun. I'm hoping tomorrow too. And I think that is it for tonight. So TGIF NL, Friday Night Live. Thank goodness it's Friday Night Live. Have a great weekend, and thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already in the corner there. Getting used to the direction. That was one of the other things that you'll always see in these vlogger videos. Like, oh, it's up there, so you got to think backwards. It's down there over Dwight is the little button for Cache the Line, subscribe, and or below. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming to chat. Happy caching and excellent adventuring.